What's up, Chris and John? Oh my goodness, I miss you guys. Chris, thanks for putting this together. I would prefer to be hanging out with you guys in person so that we can have this chat, but this will do. However, if we were in person, I would probably be confronting John right now. So, John, this is your intervention. Dude, how in the world are you going to mix birds and owls in the same conversation with Nickelback? Like, I'm starting to get worried that the Midwest and all the casserole, like, it's just getting to you. But now it seems to be impacting your soul. Like, what's next? You're going to wear like a polyester cotton blend and just be an abomination? Just starting to worry, bro. It's a slippery slope. You know what I mean? Slippery slope. John, it did make me want to talk a little bit more about owls, though. And in particular, why I like to play a druid when I play Dungeons and Dragons. And that's because you can turn into animals. And like, who wouldn't want to turn into an owl? Not just for the wisdom, of course, but to like fly, to soar, and I don't know, get a bird's eye view, if you will. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I dig that. In fact, on the daily, like before a client or maybe after I see a client, I actually come out into nature and try to get some hangout time with the birds because they mellow me out. Also because low-key, I wonder if like today will be the day that they teach me how to fly. But until then, they do have other things to teach. So like I when I walk around here, I'm often thinking about some of the Native American tribes and their understanding of how things work and the way that the world was created, and in particular like the pecking order. Like they see themselves, many of them, they see themselves as the youngest sibling in creation, that everything came before them, and so that changes their posture. It changes the way they interact with the created world and with animals. And so there's this like kinship and understanding that all of these older siblings and aunties and uncles have things to teach me, things to teach us. And so there's like this reverence and posture when you walk around nature, not just to look around and see, what's in it for me, but maybe there's some deeper wisdom that the created order wants to teach us. And seems like St. Francis, who, man, I know that I've for a long time been attracted to his way of moving through the world, and in particular he saw kinship everywhere, brothers, cousins, with trees and with plants and animals and birds and the moon. And again, it changed the way that he showed up. It changed his posture for moving through the world. And that seems to be really important to me at least at this stage of life. And so as I walk around, especially in Estuary, I often joke with friends that it feels more like a monastery. Like I'm coming to hang out with the monks, the great blue heron and the snowy egrets. And the other day I saw a white-faced ibis. Can you believe that? But they've got something to teach me, and they calm me down. And the most recent, I think, lesson that I learned here at the Estuary from a bird was I was watching this great blue heron, and they just stand usually at the kind of at the shoreline, or maybe a little bit higher, perched up in a tree above the shoreline, but they're usually just standing there and looking into the water, looking for something to eat. And they're so beautiful while they do it. And some will be, like I said, some will be like partially in the water, like partially submerged. And that's so interesting to see just how still they sit there and the water reflects off them. And others, will be up on one leg, and some of their feathers are flying and they have different colors and patterns. And there's just so much. There's just so much beauty. But what they're doing is not necessarily trying to look beautiful so Wayne can walk by and enjoy it, but they're just patiently waiting to eat. But they're waiting beautifully. They're exhibiting beautiful patience. And I was thinking about that, like, I want to show up that way for people. I want to show up that way for my family, for my clients, for my friends. I want to show up beautifully patient. Like my children, my wife, they're these beautiful flowers that are unfolding, and sometimes I can get so focused. I want to on something in their life, and I just want to reach in, and I want to force the unfolding process, if you will. I want to help them crack the shell, and man, that's the opposite of beautiful patience, isn't it? That seems like pushy ego. I don't know. Anyways, beautiful patience. I'm thankful that the birds are teaching me that. I want to take that with me when I walk away from the estuary. I want to take that with me into the next client I'm going to see in about an hour here. And so, yeah, I love you, dudes. And my challenge to you today is to look for opportunities to exhibit beautiful patience. Bada boo.